What is going on, guys? Merijn here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Ultimate Lean Bulking 101 series. In the first episode I discussed nutrition, and in this episode I'm going to discuss training, and I'm also going to provide a free workout routine for you guys. Often this lack of knowledge and confusion comes from following bodybuilding magazines or listening to the biggest guy in the gym without actually thinking twice, but just automatically following their advice, whatever they have to say. This could give you some results. It also couldn't. It really depends on if the advice was correctly, but very often it is not. And then, you will still make progress in the beginning, because literally everybody will make progress if you're excited for it, if you start training. You've never done it before, but you will find that progress stalls very quickly and you have a hard time really taking your physique to that next level and making real progress. Getting results in the gym is not all about working hard. It is also about working smart. So let me guess what your current workout routine looks like. It might be something like this, or something like this. For natural lifters in general, but especially beginners, this is not an effective way of training. It usually involves, very high volume training, only every body part once a week, a lot of training to failure, doing a lot of supersets and drop sets, and a lot of isolation exercises. As I said, the reason you might be doing this routine is because you follow the same routine as the biggest guy in the gym, or you follow a routine from another pro bodybuilder, someone in a bodybuilding magazine. And you have to realize, guys, that first of all, they are on a completely different level than you. So it doesn't make sense to train on that level, but also a lot of them are using anabolic steroids, and that just makes them able to train in a completely different way than if you train naturally. But as I said also, their level is just completely different. Plus the extra anabolic steroids they use allow them to train in a different way. And as a natural, that way is not effective, and there is a more effective method for you. This method includes less volume per workout and a higher frequency of training per week. Which workout should you do? I have created a routine for you that I recommend beginners to follow and those who haven't had great results in the gym so far. You might not feel like you're a beginner, but if you've been training the wrong way for some time, I recommend also giving this routine a try for sure. If you've already followed a similar routine before, I have something cool for you that I will share later in this video. Good news, you do not have to hit the gym every single day. Many people that start lifting think that more is better. This is not the case. Less is often more. Your body needs rest, and since this routine contains a lot of big lifts, it is very taxing on your central nervous system and too intense to do every day. The reason that this is better for beginners as well is because it is a big shift in your lifestyle, right? If you've never really been training and now all of a sudden you want to hit the gym every day, that sounds like a great plan. But after a couple days, you're going to realize that it takes a lot of time, right? And a lot of your days are going to be different now. You have to make this a habit. And in the beginning, that is just very difficult. Then you may start skipping sessions or you start giving up. And I do not want that to happen. So start this routine 3 times a week. And if you do that for a while, you can move up another level to a different routine. In this routine, you will spread the sessions throughout the week. You will have to have at least 1 day rest in between these sessions. You will be training your full body each workout, and therefore you need 1 day to recover properly for the next one. Since you will be training your full body, that means we will target all the muscle groups each workout. You will not split them throughout the week. By doing big compound lifts, you will get the most bang for your buck, and you will get the strongest you possibly can in this short time period. The progression is amazing on this routine, and therefore definitely the best for beginners. If you have been following a similar routine as which I laid out in the beginning of this video, and you'll give this full body routine a try, you will see your progress skyrocket in the gym. The setup of the routine. Usually a person would follow the routine as follows. You will train on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then have the full weekend off. You can also decide to structure the days differently, as long as you have 1 day rest in between sessions. You will switch between the A and B workouts, therefore they will be on different days each week. Warm up. Before you start your workouts, it is important to properly warm up first. I recommend following this warm-up routine protocol for both days. It takes 10 to 15 minutes and will make sure that your whole body is ready to go and in a proper state to lift some heavy weights. We want to avoid injuries at all costs, so therefore this should not be skipped. Workout A. The difference between the A and B days is that A has a main focus on gaining strength, and B has a main focus on hypertrophy, aka muscle growth. These two go very well together, so you will get the best of both worlds and you will gain both strength and mass on this routine. Day A is the strength day, and on this day you will do relatively low reps to focus on getting as strong as you can on these lifts. The reps will still be high enough to also aid in your muscle building goals. The rest time in between sets is higher than on day B. I recommend doing 1 to 2 quick warm-up sets before you get into your actual weight on each body part. Depending on how heavy you go, you might actually need more warm-up sets. I'm not going to explain every exercise individually because then the video will get too long, and you can simply find tutorial videos on YouTube. You can also search for previous full body workouts that I have done on my channel, which include some of the same exercises. Workout B. Workout B is the hypertrophy day, and on this day you will do relatively higher reps. You will also be doing more volume in total in this workout. The rest time in between sets is lower than on day A. Make sure to put your timer on after you complete a set so that you don't rest for too long or too little. It is important to stick to the program setup. You will see that on my full body routine there is a bit more focus on isolation lifts compared to other routines on the internet. And that has to do with the fact that I've created this full body routine with the intention of developing an aesthetic physique. Strength is one of the goals, but the main goal is to transform the way you look. Progression. Progressive overload is the key to muscle growth. It means the gradual increase of stress placed upon the body during exercise. It's very simple. You must continually place more stress on your body to give it a reason to grow. The goal of your lifts is to start with a set weight in a lower rep range and keep the weight the same while doing more reps until the end of the rep range is reached. From there you will add weight and then go back to the low end of the rep range, and you'll do the same thing again. Keep in mind that everyone progresses at a different rate due to many factors. As long as you're adding some weight or some reps, you are doing well and you are making gains. Tracking your workouts. Many beginners go to the gym and train hard, but they don't track their workouts. They do different weights and reps each time and they focus on chasing the pump. Even though the pump feels nice, just like muscle pain the next day feels like you worked hard, these are not indicators of muscle growth. Real progression is made by training smart. Track your workouts in order to progressively overload, as talked about before. I personally use an app, it's called RepCount, but I believe it's only available on Apples, on iPhone, and not on Android. So you can also simply put it in your notes on your phone or take a journal with you to the gym and do a writing. I always lose my little notebook that I brought with me because I am a chaotic guy. So if you are a chaos like me, don't do that, but instead do it on your phone because you don't lose your phone like you lose this notebook. But if you are not, a notebook would be nice as well. And then you can optimally track your workouts and make sure you make that progress every single time. So you know exactly what to do when you get into the gym. You have a game plan. Deloading. Deloading is taking one step back in order to take two steps forward. People often deload or take a week off when they reach a persistent state of fatigue. In that case, you are actually already too late. This may lead to overreaching, not making progress anymore, or even getting weaker and potentially getting injured. Deloading is done to prevent this from happening and to make steady progress. It is super important. You cannot skip deloading, alright? After 6 to 10 weeks of following this program, you should include a deload week. 6 to 8 weeks for older people and more advanced lifters, and 8 to 10 weeks for beginners. During this week, you will simply do the regular workouts, but you will only do 60% of the amount of sets, and then use 60% of the weight that you normally do on the exercises. The rest time and the amount of reps will stay exactly the same. So that covers everything that you need to know now to start training the right way if you are a beginner or if you haven't been training properly before. As I said, there's always improvements to make. Once you've done this full body routine for a while, by the way, you can download it in the description box down below for completely free. There will be a link there, and then you can take it with you to the gym. It's in a PDF file. And if you have been doing this routine for a while, or you have already been following a similar full body routine, or you've been training 3 times a week, then I recommend getting my ebook. I'm excited to announce that it's finally live. It has a high focus on building muscle, and there's 2 ebooks available. One for 4 days a week and one for 5 days a week. And these are routines that I have never shared with you guys before. So make sure to give it a try. In the routine, everything is explained as far as, again, like progression, deloading, but also the RPE skill, which is a technique we'll be working on in this routine. If you are a complete beginner, you've never stepped foot in the gym, do my full body routine first. I highly recommend it. It's also, completely free. You try it out, you give it a go. Do that for a couple of months. I promise you the results will be amazing. And then you can switch to one of my ebooks. Now, if you've already been doing a full body routine before and you have been lifting for 3 days a week, but you want to up that to 4 or 5 days a week and do an extremely challenging routine that will help you gain more mass, then surely go get one of the ebooks. Links in the description box down below as well. That said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Next episode will be on mindset. That one's going to be very interesting as well. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.
This complication spin my mind, but I know I gotta keep pushing through. Yeah, I keep doing my own thing. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it, yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back.